Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back with another Fortnite tip and tricks video for you guys. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you can get really good at this game very quickly and give you guys some tips and tricks to help you guys improve at the game. And before we get into the video, I'm going to be launching up another V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want to win a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you have to do is to drop a like in this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on my notifications so you're notified for every single new video, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. The winner will be winning 2,000 V-Bucks, so make sure you guys enter the giveaway. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how you can become very good at this game and become a god in Season 6 very quickly. And just to start off, this gameplay right here is a 22 kill gameplay. I only managed to drop about 5 kills while in Tilted, but outside of Tilted, I dropped 17 more kills. So starting off, I really didn't have the best of landing. I had to land at this truck here. I honestly got some pretty good loot out of it. I got a good M16 and as well a 50 shield. My teammate gets a knock in here. I had to be a little bit toxic on this guy. Had to give him them thumbs down, had to give him a fusies, give him that apple. Just completely mess with this guy. I know this guy was kind of salty. So if you want to become a Season 6 god in Fortnite, if you guys want to get really good here in Season 6, I stated in a previous video one of the topics, but I'm just going to cover it very quickly because I did cover it in another video. But basically the whole idea was to get very good at Fortnite. The fastest way possible is you just want to go to these high kill areas, the first drop off the bus. And that's another thing, if you want to get for a lot of kills, the first drop off the bus is a very good spot to go to for a lot of kills in the beginning of the game. Tilted Towers is another good one as well. But basically, I was just saying, is just go to these high kill areas. So if you want to get good at the game very quickly, you had to go into a lot of gunfights. You just want to fight the most amount of people possible, so you guys can get used to fighting in a ton of gunfights. And of course, once you fight in a ton of gunfights over time, you're going to get very good at fighting other players, and you're going to win a lot more 1v1 gunfights, and in turn, that is going to win you more games in Fortnite. But there was one other really important thing that I would like to cover that I didn't do in my other video that I made, is when, and of course this is true throughout the entire game, but of course in the beginning of the game, when you go to these hot drop areas, and when you're going into these gunfights, for every single gunfight, you want to put yourself in the best place possible. You want to give yourself the best possible chance of winning that gunfight. Like I said, this is true throughout the entire game, and this is something that I did very well in this gameplay. Like right here, I was on top of the middle, and I put myself in a very good position, put myself in the best possible area that I could have to kill the guy who was ramping up, because for him, he was ramping up. I had a wide open shot on him. So going into each gunfight, or before you go into each gunfight, you always want to keep in mind, you always want to give yourself the best possible chance of winning that gunfight. And one thing that I do in the early game, if I don't have a lot of shield, because I'm going to play very different if I have 100 health or if I have 200 health, I'm going to play completely different. I like to rush a lot of players, and in the beginning, if I only have 100 health, I'm not going to be running into the open. What I'm most likely going to be doing is roof camping, or just something along those lines of giving myself the best possible chance of winning that gunfight. And just as another scenario right here that I just got those 2 kills, I could have very easily ran around the side and challenged from there. Or I could have done what I just did there and ran on top and then looked down on them, and did just what I did right there. Gave me the best possible chance of winning that gunfight. If I just challenged them from like the ground level, or if I didn't ramp up all the way, I still probably would have won the gunfight, but it probably would not have been the best option to do in that situation. And I think that's really important to look forward, is to always give yourself the best option of winning that gunfight. When you're going into gunfights, there is a lot of options that you can do, and some options are really good, some are kind of bad, and some are kind of mediocre. And really, when you're going to each gunfight, you always want to give yourself the best possible chance, because there is a lot of challenges that you can do, and sometimes you kind of have to do bad challenges, because if not, you're going to get shot from multiple angles or get pinched. But for most situations, there is a lot of different ways you can approach it. And when you're running into these hot drop areas and you want to go for a lot of kills, because that's what I always recommend of getting better, is to run to the most amount of people. But not only just running into a lot of people is going to make you good at the game. What's going to make you good at the game is running into a lot of players, but also playing against those players very smart. Because once you do that, once you outplay a lot of players very smart, you're going to get good at it very quickly. And just for an example of this, I used to be really bad at challenging people in houses, or maybe even 1v1 gunfights in houses when I didn't have any shield. I just felt like I was getting screwed over game after game to the exact same situations. But once I started to win more of these fights over and over again, the ones that I was not so good at, now I think I am an absolute beast at. I can challenge just about anybody in the early game and completely destroy them, even if I don't even have that much health. because there's a lot of different things you can do, and it's really situational on what they play on. But say you're at the bottom and they land on top with a chest, one thing you can do, you can either challenge early and just hope, because there's also a big chance that they can get shields from that chest. So if you wait it out, a lot of the times you're going to get screwed over, because they could even have full shield or even a lot of shield, and if you're running into people with shield and you don't have shield at all, that's a pretty good way to lose the early game very quickly. So usually my best bet, if someone's in the top of my house and I know they're by a chest and I'm pretty sure they haven't popped the shields, if they were to get shields from it, usually I would try to challenge as quick as I can, because if not, if I'm landing at a hot drop and there's a ton of other people at other houses, there's probably not going to be any shields in their houses. So if I don't go up and challenge the guy that's opening the only chest in my house and probably taking the only shields in the house, I'd honestly rather lose that 1v1 gunfight over the shields than trying to pull out some miracle in tilted towers, trying to fight every single player in there that maybe even have 200 health when I only have 100 or maybe even less. So let me explain exactly how that ties back into everything. That's just an example, but how that ties back into everything, and back to my first point when I talked about getting the best advantage possible, or just putting yourself in the best position possible to win every single game. And when it comes to the shields example, it's going to be very difficult to win a place like Tilted Towers or any place with a lot of players that most of the buildings are taken. It's going to be very difficult to make it out of Tilted Towers and I don't have any shields, because if I don't get shields from that first house, I'm probably not even guaranteed any shields at all, unless I happen to kill somebody who had shields. But I really don't want to bet on that. I kind of want to get the chests from my own house to have shields. But I'm putting myself in the best position possible by challenging early to get those shields. So when it comes to getting yourself the best advantage possible, it's not even all about positioning. Positioning is also very, very important and can definitely help you win a lot more gunfights, but there's other things to keep in mind when it comes to having an advantage in Fortnite, because a lot of times when you think of advantage, you're thinking just of high ground, but there is also a lot of other advantages that you guys probably don't even think about a whole lot. And some of those advantages are, especially in the early game, just something simple as mining the own furniture in your house, just having more mats than the other players that you're running into, because you're always going to be able to outplay opponents if you have more mats than them. And I'm not even talking about late game when someone has like 500 mats and another player has 900 mats. That's not even that big of a difference. I'm talking about the early game when someone might only have like 20 or 30 mats and you're running at them and you maybe have 150 or 200 mats. A lot of times you can get that player just for having more mats, just being able to build more and take more cover. That's going to set you up for a huge advantage. Another thing can be in the early game, maybe you have a pump shotgun, maybe the guy you're running into, you only see him have like an AR or something, and if you're good enough, you're really good in your shotgun aim, and you feel like you can take on that other player, you can really play that situation very, very well. And maybe you decide that you can outplay that player just by challenging a little bit earlier before he gets a shotgun as well, because if you're the only one in the building with a shotgun, you're going to be very difficult to kill. And of course, another advantage is having shields. So if you know you have like 50 shield and you know the guy you're running into may not have any shield at all, a lot of times you can play a lot different in that situation just because you have shield. Maybe you can play a little bit more rushy, a little bit more aggressive, and just having those advantages and knowing that you have those advantages in the early game or even in those late stages of games, you can win a lot more gunfights, because someone could have all the high ground in the world and all the mats in the world, but if they have no health and no heals, they're going to probably end up losing that gunfight eventually. So being able to play off the other player if you know they're weak, or maybe you know they have no mats, just being able to play off that is really going to set you up to win a lot more games and become an absolute beast at Season 6. And one other thing that I would like to mention is when it comes to fighting different types of players, and you guys already know when you're going to a gunfight, you can usually tell if they're a good player or kind of a noob just by the way they're walking or the way they're building. You can usually generally tell how well they're playing. And of course, when they're not playing as well, if you think they're a little bit more a noob, like what I'm doing right here, of course I'm playing a lot more aggressive than I would, and as well challenging differently, because of course if I was running into a team of sweats, I wouldn't be pressing this hard, because a lot of times they could just trap kill me or just go for some crazy edit play and just completely annihilate me instantly. So of course, before even going to the gunfight, just seeing how good of a player they are can set you up for a lot of easy kills, or maybe even harder kills if they are better players. But you can definitely play the situation different and walk away with more kills, more mats, and more health. And alright guys, that's gonna wrap for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something. If you did, make sure to drop a like in this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on my notifications, and alright guys, I will see you in the next video.